Good morning, everybody. The economic collapse is here. It has been here. And we are going to see everything really take a downward spin. Now, this is probably the first time you've heard of my channel because this is the first video I'm putting out. But the history of me is I was born in 88 and my parents opened up a business in 88 and became millionaires and was very, very successful. All throughout the years, we kept on buying new homes and moving in new homes and moving. And we moved to Arizona around here. And 2006, I moved and went off to college. 2007, I was in college. And I was warned that the economic collapse was going to happen. And nobody listened to me. And then 2008 happened and everything got screwed up. Foreclosures, bankruptcy. I saw my parents lose everything. And I'm sure a lot of you have been through that situation as well. And it wasn't pretty times. They got a divorce all over money. It was a very dark time for us all. So I picked up my things, moved to California, and started doing YouTube videos for different companies. And then during all this time, I kept on working, and everything's been going really great. And now we're at this all-time high. I mean, just look at this graph. Think about how bad the economic collapse was when it was just this little drop right there. And then once this dropped, we had a emergency act by George Bush set in bank bailouts where we bailed out all the banks, trillions of dollars. And then we did quantitative easing and printed up a bunch of phony money, and we had a fake recovery. During the Great Depression, we didn't have credit cards, so people died of hunger. But we had credit cards, and it was easy for me to get a bunch of credit cards and get into debt, and so it was for all other Americans. So this whole thing right here is phony, run off of credit. And once this really collapses, it's going to be way worse than this just little drop because we never recovered from this drop. It's going to be hell. This is a brand new article from the Wall Street Journal where Trump's weighing his options to spur the economy, talking to the Fed, and he knows that the economy looking good's good for his presidency, and all the people who do not like him in office do not want to see the economy do good. It would do them a favor to have the economy crash on his watch. So that's another warning sign that the collapse might be here earlier than later. I mean, earlier than 2020. San Francisco homeless is a big thing. Over 500,000 people are homeless last year in San Francisco. So homelessness is on the rise, and this is why socialism is on the rise, and AOC and free healthcare and Yang Gang where we get $1,000 a month, where we get all this free stuff that's never going to work and has never worked in history. I'll get to this article later. This article, well, I'll get to it now. This is just the top hip hop songs of 2005, right before the economic collapse. And one of the big songs was, I think it was 2005, 2006, but it was the Gorillaz' Feel Good, because everybody wanted to feel good. It was the Roaring Twenties. The Roaring Twenties, everybody felt good. Everybody was happy. And then came the Great Depression, where everybody lost everything. And right now, we look at the stock market. Stock market's at all-time high. We have the billionaire Donald Trump in office. Everything is on the up and up, or so it seems. There's a ton of articles just looking up recession. It's a big news article now. These are all just 12 hours ago about recession looming. We're seeing that in the mainstream media now, them talking about the recession. All the alternative media television stations have been talking about this recession for a long time, that it's been coming. But now the mainstream media is talking about it a lot. Recession warning, RV sales hit the skids. So the RV sales are doing terrible. Home Depot sales growth shows it's defying retail apocalypse. The retail apocalypse is here. Even the Fashion Square Mall in Scottsdale, where I live next to, the owners went bankrupt. And if you go into malls, there's nothing in the malls. All the stores are closed. Here's the New York Times, fake news. New York Times, want to prevent a recession, Mr. Trump? Stop hurting the economy. So this is the same news site that's saying that they're going to focus off of the whole Russia collusion and focus on racism to get Trump not elected again. So it is now an activist page. It's not even a reporting the news page anymore. And they're talking about if there's a recession, it's because of Trump. Recession warning, RV sales hit the skids. This is Yahoo Finance today. Forget the bond market, which is doing terrible. Some economists are looking to the RV market for signs of an impending recession. We seen in the past when RV sales have slowed down, it's a sign that the economy is slowing down. And that's what's happening right now. If I look up recession, it says Germany's in a recession. I mean, all over the world, there's a recession, and America will be the last one. In this article in Investopia, Zillow's predicting the housing recession will be in 2020. Now, the housing bubble is at an all-time high right now in America. Your $100,000 home is probably worth $500,000 now. And this is the exact same thing that happened when my parents lived in Vegas. They bought a $500,000 home and sold it for $1 million. And then we moved to Arizona and bought $1 million home. And then that thing, the banks took it. Subprime auto loans is in a crisis. Subprime auto loans blow up, delinquencies at 2009 level. Biggest 12-month surge since 2010. So people are delinquent on paying their auto loans like it's 2009. Like the depression has already hit. People are not paying for their auto loans. auto loan delinquency rate are worse now than during the financial crisis. So during the financial crisis, I didn't have a job. Nobody had a job. And cars were getting repoed left and right. Right now, the economy says it's doing great, but auto loans delinquencies are worse than the financial crisis. There's also the basis points, which is a whole nother thing. Trump calls on Fed to cut rates by 100 basis points amid recession fears. Trump tells Fed to cut rates by 100 basis points. He tweets about it. We got 1.5 trillion student loan crisis has spiraled out of control. All these kids are going to school. They want free college because they go to college and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a degree. They get out of school. They don't have a job and they're stuck working at Verizon to pay off hundreds of thousands of dollars of student debt. And now they want me and the taxpayers to pay for their debt. The average credit card debt per household in May 2019 is $8,400. That's just on your credit cards in a household. That's $1 trillion in credit card debt the nation is in. And everyone's living off credit card debt. So that economy that we were looking at here is all off credit card. That's all credit cards. It's all fake. This whole rise is all fake. And if it drops, this dropped like that. Look how little that looks. This thing's going to drop like way down. So that's the negative fear-mongering news I got for you. I hope you guys are prepared for what's coming. Get right with God, number one. And work on yourself. Be around good people. And be innovative and create. Have a good day. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And I'll talk to you soon.